Alright, so apparently there's a lot of folks out and up in arms over the recent DC announcement that they're redoing their entire comic book universe, trying to attract new readers once again, since the readership for a long time now has fallen in the print medium. I can't really speak for everybody else. You simply have to react in whatever way you best see fit. But as it goes for me, I'm just simply taking this in stride. If this should come off as a disappointment or something to me, I really don't have, that bad of a reaction to it. It's not really uncommon that they try and revamp comic book universes now. Granted, I've never seen anything done on quite this scale before, in terms of redoing issues and then launching 52 new issues all over again. I'll give DC props for this. It's kind of ballsy on their behalf, but pretty ballsy marketing. But simply I'm taking this in stride. I don't recall really reading anything that says DC or from anyone that represents them that this is actually a reboot. I think if there's a word that we have to get out of the English language right now, it's reboot. And I might do a video on this to follow up. But, getting back to the point at hand, my reaction to this simply is that I just don't give a shit about it. And the reason why I say that is I've sat through many disappointments. Look, I had to sit through one more day as a Spider-Man fan, which I haven't. I've been on again, off again reading that book, and I've just kind of stopped it altogether right now. So this really doesn't faze me that much. Added to which to the fact that I'm not really that big of a DC reader. The Green Lantern books, I read Batman, Batman Inc., Batman Beyond, Batman and Robin, Red Robin, and Gotham City Sirens, as well as Green Arrow. So this really doesn't stick out to me that much. Apparently it's been confirmed, however, that some of the continuity that Jeff Johns wrote with Blackest Night and Brightest Day will be continuing on with this. So, guys, just sit back and take it easy with this. The renumbering is not exactly something new that we've seen before. As a Marvel fan, I can speak for this with them constantly redoing titles over again. So I was surprised that DC made a move like this. Thankfully it's not another Crisis. I've never read a single one of those stories, but there's nothing but negative reactions from a lot of fans on them. So I'm just kind of taking this in stride. My philosophy is simply hopefully the stuff that is still being done in the old books will matter, and this won't affect Batman Beyond in any way, which I really like as a side story, and I don't really consider it counting with the present day DC universe at the time that stuff takes place. Really, I'm just taking this in stride. Launching 52 new titles, hey, that's fine. I'll read it. If I like it, I'll stick with it. If I don't, I'll just drop it. It's as simple as that. My only concern with this, however, I think a reasonable one is, if they're going to redo a Batman title, they'll hopefully not ignore the events of Batman Inc. and still keep Dick Grayson as a Robin, or I mean not a Robin, but a Batman. I'm apparently the only one who likes the Dick Knight story so far, and I'll stand up and shout that off the highest hill there is. I am a fan of Dick Grayson as Batman, and Bruce can still keep on with the Batman continuity with the Batman Inc. stuff, and people will know his backstory and everything will be fine. And this is basically just my my video saying basically that my reaction is just pretty calm. Trying to sit there and just outrage over this is like trying to put a tire fire out. The more you do to it, the worse it's going to get. And the best thing to do is just sit back and get a beer and let it burn. Hopefully it'll work itself back out, and when it picks up, when they hit the more milestone issues for a lot of these series, they'll be back on old numbers, and this will be pretty much normal stuff. As far as it goes with the making everybody a bit younger, I'm just going to have to wait and see with it. I'm not really following a lot of the other characters outside Batman, Green Arrow, or the Green Lantern, so I'm just, going to sit back and see what happens. I will give certain of the series a try, certainly because Grant Morrison is writing the first new Superman series, so hey, maybe that'll help me get over JMS's stuff a little bit. But this is pretty much my reaction. I'm taking it in stride, and maybe everything will be fine, and if I don't like it, I'll just drop it, and that's the end of it. I can't get any more simpler with this in my reaction.